So to register your team for Got Soccer so we can make our player passes, you're going to get all your information together that you've gathered here already from your players that I sent you this email. I'll also send it to you again so you have this, but it has the membership form, it says, medical release, copy of birth certificate, player pass with picture. That's what we're going to do. We have to use Got Soccer to do that, and it's code of conduct. All right, you're going to give all this information to me, but before you give it to me, you need to register your team in Got Soccer or your roster. So you log in with the user login up here. You use the information that your team has been given, and so HYSC Hurricanes is the one I'm going to use as an example. The password is Highland1, no capitals. Log in. Okay, once you get in here, this is where you're going to, first of all, update your coach information because I only have very basic information. So you go to coach, and then you're going to update this information. It's very important that you update a photo so it can, for your passes. All right, so you update this information and save it. You can also update assistant coach or whatever you want to do. For the roster, you go to roster, and then you're going to click on register new players. And this is where you're going to put the information. You don't need to put this player ID, US club ID. Don't put that information in. It'll register that. It'll generate it itself. So you just put in the full legal name. So I'm just going to do one test 1, and the date of birth, whatever it is. And actually, this has to be right because if it's not correct, I believe it will cause a problem with your registration. So I believe if I use my son Chase, it might work. 07/31/2009. Let's see if that works. And then, of course, this stuff. So you put all this information in. You do it for all the players. You don't need to put this information unless you want to. You could, but you don't have to. All right. Now let's see if this is going to work. And we'll delete this player. Please enter the player's email address. Oh, yes, I forgot to put this information in. So you have to put this stuff in too. This is the same. All right, let's see if this will work now. All right, good. Now this is where you got to upload a photo, which is important. So make sure you get digital photos from your kids and then save them to your desktop, wherever you want to save them, whatever, and upload them into here. All right. So now once you do this for everybody, okay, you get all the kids done. Then what you do is you go into overview because you're going to want to print the passes. So to print the passes, you're going to use the information that I gave you here. If you go to this website, it is right here, the youth soccer. I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm going to put this on the youth soccer, put it in there for you so you can see it. But if you go here, it gives you all the information. Entering teams in the Got Soccer, you don't have to do that. Team activities is what you want. So team activities, and on this team activities page, it's going to give you all the information for basically what I'm telling you now, but it gives you a little more detailed. You don't need to worry about that information. You're adding players to a team. So you would use this, like I just said. We did that. Okay. Then what you want to do is it's going to talk about the coach. We did that. It's going to talk about generating the roster and the player passes. This is the most important page, I think, here because it can be confusing. So I'm going to lead you through it real quick, but this also shows you exactly what to do. When you get into the league here, you click on the league, this one that you're registered for. You go to roster. Now, I'm not going to do this officially because it will make a mistake. And then you're going to have the coaches' information here. You're going to have all the players down here. And then you're going to do freeze roster. Now, it's important. Make sure your stuff is correct. So once you freeze the roster, if you want to change some stuff, it's just a pain to change it. So it's better to make sure it's all correct before you start doing anything. It'll give you this ID number. It'll generate that for you. So the jersey number, if you know what it is, put it in. It makes it easier on your roster when you're for later. You don't have to worry about it. So it tells you everything I'm saying. It says it all right here. When I first did it, though, it was a little confusing. So what I'm going to do real quick is just show you that this part right here is really important, that you're going to get passes from me on my front step. There's a box, and in the box there's passes. And I can only have extra passes. So you have to do a practice print with your printer to make sure it's going to make sense and line up right. And then after you do a practice one, then do it on the real paper so you don't make a mistake. And you want to make the passes in color. So make sure you print the player passes in color. There is also a roster right here, which you'll have to give to me when you hand in your information for your players' passes. You also have to give me the roster. Okay. So you're going to try that. If you have problems, give me a call and I can help try to walk you through it. It took me a little bit of figuring out myself the first time I did it last year. And again this year to figure it out. It took me some time just to go over everything again. All right, so good luck doing it. If you need help, give me a call.